Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
Hello guys, Malmgrev here. Welcome to this guide on how to make animated facial portraits in Warcraft 3 Reforged. I am using the tool Demon Retera Model Studio, and you can download this tool at Hive Workshop. It's free, it's amazing. You can use it for any type of model editing, animation, change textures and such. But in this guide I will use it to create custom animated portraits. There are too many Reforged campaigns right now which have non-working lip sync, so I decided to create a guide on how to fix that. Let's take one model and save it. We will use this one. So let's start by selecting a model. I selected this model since I saw it from a row and device, and I decided to let's use this one. It's a standard like human model. So we will go into the head and find the nodes for the head. The nodes, the bones or nodes, are which you use to animate. You move those, and you have textures mesh connected to that node. So you will see that in this jaw we have like the full jaw and some other stuff maybe like connected to it. Depends a bit on how it's rigged. The Reforged models are generally quite good rigged, so you can see there's like eyebrow, eyelid, there's many things rigged, and it's good rigged together. So when you move one thing, you will move other stuff. Like here, if I move the jaw, I will also move the beard. But I think it's not moving the lips and mouth though, so we will need to select the lower lips. So I'll go down here, I will select lower lips, select those also, and test it out. Well, it's not selecting everything, but you will see a bit how it works. Maybe take the teeth also, and everything, all the lips, all the lower lips. Let's see how it moves. Much better. Now you can see the whole like bottom of the face moving. Yes, so now I created one keyframe. So I took Control C, and then I moved the slider a bit, and Control V, and here I just move it. I used move key. I just it's standard move up and down. So I just hold like right click in and move it. So I move it. I just move it, or I can use this slider here to make it more straight. Move it up and down. So move it here, I'll move it down, Control C, Control V, then I will move it, I will pull it up. See, here's and then I think I will pull it up a bit. Yes, close it, Control C, Control V to save it. And move it, maybe I'll move. Let's see what I do here. I will close the mouth here, Control C, Control V. Here I will pull it down and open it. Yeah, I can also move it back a bit if I want. And then Control C, Control V to paste the keyframe, pull it up. Control C, Control V, save it. And then pull it down. And here it's the start frame again, so it will be closed. Let's see how it looks if I take Yeah, it's moving, it's bumping, it's around a bit. I think that will be a problem that we might have to fix in the future. But for now, we will see how it looks. If the mouth is moving correctly, if it looks okay. I think we have to maybe move the frames, maybe create more so it's more fluid. Here I needed to add more keyframes because it was not talking fast enough, so it was a bit robotic or something like that. So now I just create new keyframes. I try to jump between. Its best way is to just jump between by using the left or right on the keyboard to jump simple between, and then you just Control C V and Control V and just to paste. Yeah, I decided to just move these, and so I will create new ones. So I'll just probably just copy and paste like every other frame in between. It's starting to look quite alright here. You can see it's the first half is very good. It's quite alright. It's not perfect. Maybe the mouth can be moved down a little bit, but I think it's quite alright. I think it's quite alright. Just same process again, very simple, just pull it down, Control C, Control V. Maybe also if you want to try to, you can make some more custom, you can change every single one, so they are all a bit different. So they don't all look exactly the same, which make a bit more variation. But you can also, like I will create one more the portrait talk. I will create portrait talk 2, and it will be a bit different. So you will have 2 different ones. They will look quite similar, but also a bit different. So you get some variation. And I can also play around a bit more with them, so they are not exactly the same. Yeah, it looks quite alright. Maybe the mouth, yeah, it can always be better, but for this guide I will just keep it quite simple, so I think that looks quite alright. Maybe the moving around I think we'll fix later. The moving around a bit, that we will fix later, so don't worry about that. I think we'll just keep it like that. And we can, let's add another one. Let's first save it. So we save it as portrait. This is important. So it's, and we have one more model with original name. Here I'm trying to find the animation settings. Here I make a backup copy in case something goes wrong, and I can play around a bit more. Here I will take portrait 1, I will duplicate it, and I will name it Portrait Talk 2. and I will make a new one. But this one I don't think we will not have the moving head, moving around so much. We'll just make a lip sync. And here we will take, like try to copy the keyframes into this next one, so that we get the same, or that we get the lip sync again, and maybe we can just copy it and we can just copy it over each frame to make, and then we can make some more adjustments. It's faster to just copy it straight up instead of having to like make it everything all new again, that you have some kind of base. But here I decided I will try to make some custom changes. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, you can see it looks more natural, more like a Reforged, more like a Warcraft portrait. It doesn't move its head to the side so much, but it's quite calm, but it works. Maybe the tongue later can be fixed to pull down, or we can do some work on that one, play around with it a little bit. But it looks all right, I think. This is I think let's try to test upper and upper teeth. So this is upper lips, not upper teeth. Yeah, upper teeth and upper lips, to see how that looks. It will move the mustache a bit though, and there's a lot of keyframes here already, so well, if you select all, but that was not for all there are no keyframes for these nodes. That was for every single node in the model for this animation. So we only will make keyframe for these ones, and this is the only ones that exist. So let's see, here we see everything, and it will move you can see it will move the shoulders and such. So that is the keyframe for that, but we will not touch that. We will only touch for the upper lip and upper teeth here. Because, you know, when you talk, you usually you also move your upper lips, not just the lower lips and jaw. So, but it might get more tricky doing both of them. But if you want a really good animated portrait, you should like have the upper lip in consideration, and yeah, the tongue looks like so we have to fix that one also. Maybe pull that one down a bit. But I think it's probably easier to just have it like this. It's a good start. I think it will be quite alright. It looks good. So let's save it. Let's see if it works saved properly. It seems like it's working fine. Yes, that's awesome. Normal portrait. And now to the next step. One very important step is that the problem with Reforged is that they implemented facial. They use face FX, which overwrite the portrait animations. So we have to remove this one. If we don't remove this one, it will not work. So it will not use the custom face animations that we have created. So we have to, and this one is at the top, so you have to remove this numFace FX one also. And then we save that one, and we open this MDL file. And it should be exactly the same like we did before, so there should be no difference. And then we just save it as MDX. So we save it as the same we had before. I think I will make another backup. Just in case something happens. So then I will create it as save it as MDX. And now let's test it in game to see how it looks. Well, let's import the model. And we create there is already this model as a unit. So we have to do is just paste him. And here I have one cinematic. We will create a new one. We will select one Ufer line. Let's try one Ufer line, like the first one it says.
Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
Yes, I think we will select this one. So here how to do it from the beginning. You select this unit. Select. That should be good. And you should also not forget to change the model in the object editor so it selects the correct one. I didn't do it here, but I forgot to change it, but it will, for this, I edited a bit so you will see how it looks.
Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
You can see it was working fine. It was working, but it was moving a bit back and forth like that, so that does not look too good. But the lip sync was working fine, so that was I'm very happy about that. But now let's go and see if we can fix that. I changed the behind the scenes. I changed the names from 1 to 2. I switched them to see if that would work, if that would make it so it would use the other animation instead of the bonky back and forth. But it did not work, so I have to I have to fix it in the model. And I will only select for the head. There's no need to remove everything else. But I will just think I will try to remove all the keyframes here for that. So it does not wonk back and forth, so I only use the head one. I try to at least only use the head. So I will select everything here. I will select shoulders and everything that is not the neck and head. So this is all the nodes for the head, so I don't want to change any of that. I select everything, and then I just go right, click right and delete, click right, delete over and over. But I don't think it's not working. This is not a good way to do it, so in the end I will try a bit more, but I will decide it's probably better to just delete the entire portrait to talk to animation and just copy the other one and make some slight changes, so I have a new one. You see, it's like it's still the same. So it's quite much that you have to. I will see what I do here. I try to deselect here, so I will not remove the keyframes I have already created. So I will only remove the keyframes which I am not using, so his head will be still. But this is a very manual time-consuming way, so I think it's better to just do it from the start. So I try to remove here to see if I was just curious what would happen. Generally, when you go in and you edit an existing model, it can be, you see I changed but nothing, I edited a lot, nothing changed. So it's probably best to just, just remove it. Editing existing models can be, existing animations can be very tiring, and sometimes it's just better to do it completely from scratch. So I will take the same animation and I will make some new adjustments. And I will not select everything. I will only select the nodes that I want to change. You can also play around with the eyes and nose, eyes back and forth, and the cheek is also stuff that move. The cheeks they will move when you talk, so for really proper facial animation you should have that in mind to move those as well. But for this model it looks quite alright. Here is the tongue to see what happens if I play around with that one a bit, how it looks. Because if you are using one L sound, like lots, then the tongue, you will see the tongue should be visible. Because you use the different parts of the mouth for different sounds, so. But here will be like a standard, and I will not do for specific words or something like that. I think that is like on expert level, and you have to put in a lot more effort, and honestly I'm not sure if it's worth it. We already have true lip sync. There's a guide by Insane Monster which is great. You can use that one. It's a bit, it's more complicated, and that's why I think people also have not been able to get proper facial animations, because they have not been able to get that working properly. It's much trickier than this one. For this one, you only have to change the model, one model, and then you can use it for every dialogue and when he's for when he's moving around and such normal. But when you do it the way for from Insane Monster way, you have to, for every dialogue, every like transmission, you have to add a special like function. So it's a lot more work. This one you can just take the same for every. So you don't have to change every single drill. You can create many transmissions effortlessly. That is why it's good to have like 2 different portrait talk mode, or like a bit varied one, but not so that it looks like, if now the tongue is a bit crazy, so I don't think that will look good in the long run when using. But if it's like this, where it looks alright, nothing special, I think that will do just fine when you are doing like a campaign or something. Yeah, you can make some fun custom like almost like Team Fortress animation. You can make some custom ones for whatever you want. It's quite awesome. I hope to see make some fun videos with some fun facial animations. I'm just doing the upper lips here to see. But it has to sync. It doesn't look too good, so probably just best to skip that one. And maybe fix the tongue so it doesn't look so strange. Except the tongue coming down like that, I think it looks alright. If the tongue just stays in place, it's fine. You probably don't even need the tongue there. You can just, if you want, you can just pull it down so it... Let's see what I will do. Here I will try to fix this is a bit in the future, but I didn't like the way the lip was going up, so I just decided to copy and paste so that the lips was not going like here you can see it goes up like that. That is not really normal, so I decided to just remove that frame. I tried to like, if I wanted to pull it down a bit, but it was like too much work, so I was like, just F it and just remove it and go back, take one like this one, and then just paste it in between. I think it looks alright. Here I fixed the tongue, so it doesn't go like, or did I? Portrait one looks good, but I think I need to fix the tongue. It's not perfect, but if it's not fixed in this video, I will fix it afterwards, and I will also upload the. I will see later.
The men and I are honored by your presence. Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence. Right. Do not fear. Wise. Right. For the light. Very wise. For the light. By my honor. Right. For the light. Very wise. By my honor. Right.
There's our two custom animations. They look really good. So let's see, talk one looks really good. I didn't notice anything with the tongue as such. But now we will do something else. We will do, when you have created one, instead of having to create like custom animation for every single character, you can just, with this amazing feature, we can transfer animations. So I can add the facial animated portraits I can add from this the one we did to this model. So I will import talk 1 and with the visibility from this model's portrait 1, and you will see now I have working facial animation for this character. It looks good. So I will also take portrait talk 2 with the animation visibility from this model. And you can barely, the tongue probably is still there, but it's so little, you can only see it from this angle, like very close. So I think it's alright. Let's try Jaina. Okay, this one looked a bit, it's alright, but it looks a bit too close. I think you have to make one from scratch there. It's probably better to just copy the portrait and make a new, your own one. Let's see if it works here for Kale. It looks alright, but I think the tongue is missing. That affects a lot, I think. It looks a bit strange with the lip moving like that, because I don't think that is like totally normal. Let's see how Portrait Talk 2 looks like. Oh, that was even worse. Yeah, I think Kale might need some custom fixes, like you have to do it from scratch. Let's try Malfurion instead. The windows here got a bit wonky. It it's one behind here. I will, when I find it, the camera controller, yes, put it back, and you can see here, and let's copy again. I mean, transfer. This one looks good. Yeah, it looks all quite good. Let's import the second one. This was probably the best one so far. I will save it just to make sure it works. Let's try Terande. She moves on her mount, so it's probably better to like copy and from her portrait and make a custom one. But let's try it anyway. See how it looks. It looks good. Yeah, I think I might use that. Let's see the other one, if that will be better or worse. Let's see. Okay, the flying tongue. Floppy. Yeah, I think that that portrait was not so good, but well, work in progress. Let's try Arthas. Wow, he looks angry. Yeah, he's look quite sour, quite pissed, but it works. It's the side of the lips. It's a bit strange. It's yeah, the top lip I think needs to move. It needs some more work. This one looks a little bit better, but the side of the top mouth, the top lips need to like. But it's not too bad. But it looks like he's talking. The mouth needs to be more open. It looks like he's just I damn you for. Yeah, but let's try the Blade Master instead. This one is it's got different shape of the head and the mouth and such, so I'm not sure. Let's see how it will work. It looks alright. Maybe the mouth, the jaw and such need to go down a bit more so you can see that it's talking more. But it was alright. Let's try the Tauren. Yeah, it's a bit similar to Blade Master. We needs to go down way more, but it's all right. Let's try find some of the neutral heroes like Pit Lord and Fire Lord. I think these ones will be harder because these ones have, yeah, I think even more like special rigged and such. Yeah. This one, the head isn't even moving, just the body, which is kind of strange. So I think you need to create a custom one. The mouth itself and the teeth and such is looking alright. It's just the head is just frozen. let's look at the file lord. This horrendous model, like look nothing like the original one. Let's see if it will work. Almost looks like he's laughing or something, like more if it was faster. I think, yeah, it needs to pull down more, the jar needs to go down more, but I think that can be arranged. So it's, unless I think we'll look at the last one here, it's the priest model. It looks like kind of like pissed or bitter or so, but let's see. Oh, yeah. It's like giving very pissed, like giving you a harsh yelling at you. But I think that was it. Thank you guys for watching. I will share the file, the Gregory 2 models with you, so that you can copy and paste, transfer for your own projects, and then you can edit them and such. Thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye now. Malmgrev out.